kids. I'm Avery, and I'm really glad to meet you. Welcome to my big backyard. Come on in.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi everyone. Guess what we're up to in the backyard today? My friends and I are getting ready for our Thanksgiving parade. There's a lot to be thankful for this year, and having a Thanksgiving Day parade is a great way to celebrate. Backyard friends, what are some things that you're thankful for?
Thanks for bringing out more paintbrushes, Avery. My banner's gonna look spectacular.
You're welcome, Riley. Riley, I was just asking our backyard friends, what's something that you're thankful for?
Well, a lot of things, but definitely my friends.
Oh, me too. I'm thankful for friends. I have lots of friends. I have friends like you, Avery, and Riley, and I have dog friends like Sparky, Duke, and Oreo. And I have other animal friends like Owl and Jay-Bear and Squirrel. Oh, hi, Squirrel. Squirrel is one of my bestest friends ever.
Aw, that's sweet.
What began in a game of chase ended in one of the best friendships that the animal world has ever known.
One of my best friends is Libby. We met at church in kindergarten and we've been friends ever since.
Did I just hear my name?
Oh, hi, Libby. Wow, that's a festive costume.
Yeah, well, it's kind of embarrassing, but you see, my grandma made it for me. My grandma loves Thanksgiving. This year, she can't come visit us because she's not feeling too well. She said every Thanksgiving parade needs a turkey.
That is really special. I think she's right. We do need a turkey, and you are going to be perfect.
Thanks, Avery.
Now, I need to go inside and print out the parade route map, but I'll be back in a few.
You can come help me finish painting my banner, Libby.
That would be great.
I'm glad you were here for the parade, Squirrel. What was that, Squirrel? Really? The Chihuahua across the street stole your acorns? Not again. That little rascal. She can't do that to my friend. I'm going over there and I'm gonna... Never mind. I know, Squirrel. I want to help you. It's just that, well, the Chihuahua is not very nice. Those teeth and that bark. Maybe we should just forget about your acorns.
Hey, this looks great.
Yeah, thanks for your help.
You kids, always over in Avery's backyard making so much noise. Well. Avery said something about a Thanksgiving parade. She told me she would make me a pumpkin pie if I came. So here I am.
Hi, sir.
What are you wearing, young lady? Are you supposed to be a turkey? That is one of the silliest costumes I've ever seen. Gobble, gobble.
Hey, Mr. Ratchety. This is my friend Libby, and you might not know this, but her grandmother made her that costume, and it's very special to her.
Oh, Libby, I didn't know that, and I shouldn't have made fun of you. That was unkind, and I am sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you.
No, really, I should have been more careful with my words, and I'm glad your friend here let me know why this costume is special.
Well, Riley is a pretty great friend.
All right, everyone. I got the maps for the parade route. Oh, hi, Mr. Ratchety. I'm glad you stopped by.
Me too, Avery. Actually, it seems like every time I come into your backyard, I learn some something like a lesson whether I want to or not.
Oh, you learned a lesson today?
These youngsters here taught me a couple of things about how to stand up for their friends.
Oh, it was no big deal.
Well, you stood up to a grouchy old man who was teasing your friend about her turkey costume. It seemed pretty brave to me.
Well, honestly, I was thinking about the story we learned the other day in church about David and Jonathan.
Oh, yeah, they were great friends, too.
David and Jonathan. What, are they some kids here, or?
No, sir. David and Jonathan were people in the Bible.
Yes, the story of David and his best friend Jonathan is pretty exciting. It teaches us that we can show God's love when we stand up for our friends.
Huh. Well, go on.
Go on.
Well, isn't this about the time when you pull out your Bible and you tell us a story? Well, I'm listening.
Okay, I'd be glad to share. I think we have enough time before the parade starts, so why don't I go grab my Bible and some cups of hot chocolate, and we'll read 1 Samuel 18 together.
Well, tell me more about this.
In 1 Samuel 18, David became a young man who loved and served God. As David grew, he lived and worked for King Saul in the palace. Because of this, David became good friends with the king's son, Jonathan. Jonathan loved David like his own brother, and the two men became very close. But David's success began to bother Saul. In fact, Saul quickly became jealous of him and wanted to kill him. David began to realize that King Saul wanted to kill him, so he shared this with Jonathan. Jonathan assured David that his father would have told him if he was planning to kill him. But David was still afraid and thought that he should run and hide from King Saul. Saul was having a feast the next day to celebrate the festival, and David was supposed to be there. David decided that he would hide in the countryside. If Saul asked where David was, Jonathan would tell him that he went home to be with his family. If Saul became angry, Jonathan and David would know that Saul wanted to kill David. Jonathan told David that he would go to the feast to see his father's reaction and then give David a signal. Jonathan would come out to the countryside and shoot 3 arrows. If Jonathan told his assistant that the arrows were on the side, that meant that Saul had reacted well and David would be safe. But if Jonathan said that the arrows were beyond him, that meant that David needed to leave because Saul wanted to end his life. At the feast, King Saul took his seat with Jonathan next to him, but David's seat was empty. Saul asked his son where David was, and Jonathan responded that he had gone home. Saul became very angry and even accused Jonathan of helping David. Saul knew that David was going to be the next king, and Saul wanted to kill him. Jonathan realized it was not safe for David to stay, so he went to the countryside and signaled that the arrows were beyond his servant. When David heard Jonathan say this, he knew for certain that Saul had planned to kill him. David met with Jonathan one last time, and the two friends said goodbye. David thanked Jonathan for helping him, and both men were sad, because they were not sure if they would ever see each other again. Before David left, the two men promised to always be there for one another. David left to hide from Saul, and Jonathan went back to the city. And David always remembered how his friend Jonathan had helped him.
Jared. What's going on in the Gadget Garage today?
Hey, Avery. Thanksgiving is almost here, and my whole family is coming over for dinner. So I want to experiment with a creation that everyone can see.
Ooh, I see you have a potato here. Are you experimenting with a mashed potato recipe? I love mashed potatoes.
I'm not making any food yet. I'm actually using a few potatoes to create a battery.
A battery out of a potato? How does food become something like that?
I'll show you. First, I have to start by inserting 2 different kinds of metals into either side of the potato. If you look closely, you'll notice that these metals are different colors. One is made from copper, like a penny, and the other is galvanized steel, like a nail. So I'll insert the copper into one side of the potato and the galvanized steel on the opposite side, like this. Perfect. Now, all we have to do is connect the 2 metals to complete the battery. How do you think we can do that, Avery?
Maybe we have to use this wire to connect them.
Right. I already had that done with a few other potatoes. So, now we can use the copper wire to connect the 2 metals. Then, the potatoes will act as electrolytes that allow the chemical reaction to occur. Now, the electrons from the 2 different metals are flowing from one potato to the next, creating a battery.
So cool. So what's the light bulb for?
Now that we've created a battery from the potatoes, let's see if we have enough voltage to power a light. Jargon, cut the power.
Light detected.
Look, it worked. Okay, Jargon, power back on.
That's so neat. I never could have imagined that something like potatoes could have powered a light bulb. That's crazy cool. Friends, what are some other things in our world that give off light? I heard answers like candles and glow sticks and lightning bugs, and those are just a few examples. But friends, did you know that we can give off light too? Yep. Jargon, why don't you tell us Matthew 5:16?
Matthew 5:16. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven.
In this verse, Jesus tells his followers that we can give off light by living in the way that he wants us to. Friends, what are some ways that Jesus taught us how to live? We can be kind to others, we can serve others, and most importantly, we can tell others about what God has done for us.
That's so important, Avery. There are almost 8 billion people in the world, and everyone needs to know about Jesus.
So true. Friends, when you see things in the world giving off light around you, whether that's the lights on your Christmas trees or a potato-powered light bulb, remember that you can give off light too by living like Jesus.
Avery, I just thought of another idea for an experiment. Remember how you were saying you love mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
What if I try to make a potato mashing machine? My mom loves making mashed potatoes, but it always takes a really long time. I can try to make a machine that will mash the potatoes for her.
That would be great. I love how you have so many creative ideas, Jared, and how you want to use your creative ideas to help others.
That's one way I can let my light shine.
For sure. Friends, while I help Jared with this potato masher, why don't you go find a creative way to let your light shine too? We'll see you next time, friends.
Avery, that was the best Thanksgiving parade ever. We saw so many neighbors, and all the kids did great. Everyone especially loved Libby's costume. It made the parade feel extra special.
You're right, Elvis. The parade did feel extra special this year.
It was super duper special too because Mr. Ratchety gave me this leftover chicken nugget. He said he had been saving it just for me.
Well, that was nice of him. I'm glad Mr. Ratchety came along. Even though he's a little rough around the edges, he's a good friend to us.
Just like David and Jonathan, and Riley and Libby, and me and Squirrel. Avery, I don't think I've been a very good friend to Squirrel recently.
How so?
Well, the Chihuahua across the street has been stealing Squirrel's acorns. Squirrel told me about it, but instead of standing up for Squirrel, I got scared. I didn't stand up for my friend. But I've been thinking about it. Jonathan stood up for David, and you said that we should show God's love when we stand up for our friends, so I think I need to stand up for Squirrel.
That's great, Elvis. Oh, and you might have an opportunity to do that right now.
Deep breath, Elvis. Okay, Miss Chihuahua. Now my friend Squirrel says that you've been stealing his acorns. That is not nice. I am standing up for Squirrel right now and asking you to please return his acorns. Ruff! Oh boy. Thank you, Miss Chihuahua. Wow, that wasn't so scary after all.
Nope. And I'm proud of you, Elvis. Ooh, it's getting chilly out here. Why don't we go inside and warm up by the fire?
Oh, can I sit on the couch with you, please? I will try not to shed too much, or lick your nose, or eat your popcorn, or...
Yes, Elvis. You may sit on the couch with me.
Hooray! Avery, you're a good friend to me.
And you're a good friend to me, Elvis. Friends, do you know what I'm thankful for right now? I'm thankful for you. The Bible teaches that friendship is one of God's gifts to us. Have you ever stood up for a friend before? Like Riley did for Libby? Or like Elvis just did for Squirrel? The Bible teaches that when we stand up for our friends, we show God's love. And we don't have to be afraid because when we do the right thing, God will be with us. Friends, I am so glad you were here today. But now we should go get some rest because tomorrow is coming. And it will be a brand new day, a day that the Lord has made. See you soon, friends.